Aha.
That little boom at the end.
Sound like thunder.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for it to go live. It says we're live, 50 seconds, and it
There we
hasn't.
go.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, we're now live. And I
Yeah.
got a commercial.
Did you really?
Yeah, really. Wait a minute. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Now they can hear and see us. Well, you anyway. Wait a
Hey,
minute.
Beach Charming. We got Garden State Gardener.
I got to cover up my identity here. I'm incognito. See, hey,
how's your ankle doing, Joe?
who? Me?
Garden State Gardener. He sprained his
Ooh.
ankle pretty bad. I got staying high for life up here.
Yeah. Hello,
Give it
Gordon.
a few minutes here to see who pops up in here. I tried to get somebody set up for Wednesday, but haven't heard nothing yet. So I might end up skipping this Wednesday for get to know you.
Oh.
Or I'll just do a solo stream or something like that.
Like questions and answers.
Yeah, I did that before, and it was weird. I had some weird questions on Twitter and Facebook.
Hello, Bluegrass Sweetheart.
How you doing?
Life with Bobby.
Man, oh man, it's hot today. Oof. I went out to harvest some mullein today and found something out that shouldn't be happening yet. All the mullein has dried up and has turned to seed, except for some really small plants.
Really?
Yep. So I was hoping to get a big gallon container full of mullein. Didn't find very much of it where I usually get it.
Hello, Lisa Anderson.
Hey, Tina Ladybug, haven't seen you in a long time. Ship Kicker. Got T Girl in here.
Camo Carl's in the room.
Yep.
Hello, sir. Now, I really don't know that much about mullein or nothing. We, me and the wife, we was down in another city, and it was more or less like a college city. Okay.
Yeah.
And I heard about a fruit shack up there. So that's where we go. We check it out. It's not it is a fruit shack, but everything in that store is healthy. Let me put it to you like that. You know, and the prices in there are very, very healthy for them.
Yeah. Mullein, there's basically, there's probably more, but the main things is you dry it out, you can smoke it, which is not, and another way is, make a tea out of it. And there's also another way that's really good that not too many people do this is once it's dried out, you mix it a little bit with water and you mush it up to where it gets gushy, and you pack it on your chest, and it pulls all that stuff out of your chest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's basically for whenever you got the real bad cold to where you you're real congested and you just can't break that congestion out of your chest.
Okay.
Kind of like the sickness thing.
Right.
And what it does, it breaks up the mucus and stuff in your chest to where you can cough it out and get rid of it.
That sounds good. I've got to do this bushcraft. Historic prepper. Hello, sir. How you doing?
Hey, Bigfoot. Dig Deeper Ministries in here.
Well, good evening, sir. I've let him off the hook so many times. I just had to get him this time.
Yeah, I think it's because I had some last year when I did get the thing, and it just started to where I was getting that ickiness in the chest, and I just mixed a little bit with my normal tea, and it was gone.
Well, then, do you put it on your chest like a paste, or do you put it in a sack or something and put it
on your chest like a paste? Once it's all gushy and stuff, and you just pack it on your chest and lay there. There you can also put mint or menthol, different, there's different mint plants and menthol and stuff that you can put in there too. But
right.
just the fact that that's on your chest, it pulls that stuff right out of your chest.
And that stuff you cannot go to a store and buy.
I have no idea. I've never looked for it at the store.
Well, now, from what I heard, over the great big blue pond yonder, that's not here. I want to say in France, maybe. It is so hot that the tarmac on the runways are melting.
Oh yeah, it's in the. They're saying it's the hottest ever that's ever been recorded.
Yeah, what 40.7 Celsius, which I think they said was like 130.
Yeah,
degrees.
They're expecting all that area. They're expecting over 1,000 deaths a day from the heat.
Well, now they said the railroad tracks are buckling up. It's so hot over there.
Oh yeah.
And I also saw it was one of the capital cities. I mean, it looked like 3 city blocks was on fire. They had, what was it? It was 10 different fire departments out there. And they said it was something like 30 or 40% contained right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they are banning like cookouts now that it's so hot over there.
Yeah.
Hello, Backwoods.
France, there. I don't know if it's a heat or whatever, but stabbings have increased by over 50%. Stabbings.
Well, they did a gun-free zone.
I'm wondering it. They're going to do like here and ban butter knives and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, think about it.
You have to blame the object. It can't be a person that did it. Hey, 101.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
We got LG Homestead. How's it going? Art's in here. Lisa, Backwoods, Boy Small Engines. Yeah.
Now, there's 2 of them that's new to me. LG Homestead and the last one you said. I've seen his name once, but that's it as far as I can say.
Yeah, LG is a good homestead to go check out. They just got a new property and everything, which was good watching them uh, gut the inside and redo their house and whatnot. It's really good videos. You guys everybody should go check out.
Read what 101 just posted.
Oh, really?
Huh.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't
One
be
oh,
surprised if they start banning that type of stuff.
yeah, really. Well,
Or
101
you have to
was
have a special license to have a machine shop and different machines.
oh, do you?
No, I'm saying I'm surprised they ain't done that yet.
Okay, okay. Well, 101 with all the stuff that is happening today, are you going to go live tonight or are you still going to take a break? So come on, we waiting. Hurry up. I got all day now. You know he's going to jump my tail.
Yeah, that's kind of I kind of want to get into a little bit of that without getting in too far to where I'm going to get in trouble, but um, that's kind of what I wanted to get at today because there, I know 101 has touched on it about the you have to be careful about just driving down the road honking your horn. It might be crazy person on the other end, the road rage and all this stuff. But this is more or less like there's so much going on right now with people getting jumped outside of stores, losing their groceries. Um, uh, Women are being targeted by the dropping $1 bills, $5, $10 bills, and it being laced with something. As soon as they pick it up, about 5 minutes later, they're passed out. And that's a big thing going on right now is that laced money. Not too long ago, there were things that were placed on your windshield, and then people would grab it to take it off, and it would be laced with something, and yeah, bad things happen.
Well, now straight up, me and the wife, we ate at a little restaurant in one of the towns. And when we walked in to order, there was a boy, I'm going to say he was between 17, maybe 20. He was sitting up sleeping. Didn't say nothing to him. We went ahead. When he went over there to get a refill, I noticed he kept staring at my wife. And I turned around and was going to look at it. My wife kicked me. And I gave him a go to hell look. And as soon as he walked through that door, she said, "The reason I kicked you is I know you're packing. I know you got a knife in your back pocket also." She said, "I don't want nobody to get hurt." She said, "He didn't say nothing." And I said, "Well, hell, I was fixing to change that. So I was going to ask him, did he have a problem?" But nothing was said, and he walked out the door. It is getting freakishly dangerous out there.
Yeah,
You
there's
just
a
be careful.
there's a video that I watched today. It was um, surveillance video. It wasn't somebody's cell phone or anything, and it showed some little girl ordering something, bags of chips and a hot dog or something, and a drink. And the lady was talking to her, and there's this other lady um, standing standing on the corner, and she was kept her eyes on her, and she kept looking
I saw
around,
it.
and it was very suspicious. And then she comes over and starts talking to the little girl and rubs her hair. And just as the girl is getting ready to leave, a car pulls up. The back door opens, and the lady goes over toward the back door, and the little girl was walking that direction. And just then, the person at the store walks over and says, "I'm going to walk you home," and stirred her away from that back of that car. And then as soon as they figured out, oh, we're not getting this girl, they hurry up, got in, and left. So if it wasn't for that shopkeeper, that girl would have been gone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The times that me and you grew up in, they're gone.
Oh yeah,
You cannot let your youngin out of your sight, and I know that's damn near impossible. But
yeah,
you can't let your youngin out of sight no more. It
yeah.
don't take what, a second. They gone.
I see it all the time, driving down the road, and there's, I mean, 5, 6 year old kids playing out, and there's no parent.
Yeah,
And because it's not like when we were kids. You had the neighbor and everybody else around the corner watching. They knew your
yeah.
kids, so they
Mhm.
knew if somebody was strange around to
They
go
come.
over and protect that kid. Nowadays, nobody cares.
Hello,
and
Sniffer.
and that's when you see on the news this lady screaming saying, "Oh, I always watch my kids," and this and that. Um, but then that's when the kid comes up missing.
Dog
Um,
mom. It just flat out comes down to this. You as a parent, me as a parent, and anybody who is a parent knows this. There's no way on God's green earth you're going to keep your eye on your kid 24/7. There's no way. They will get out from under you
oh yeah,
in a bat of an eye.
yeah, and they have those shows, which I like the shows where the good shows, that is, that um they'll contact the parent and say, well, do you think your kid would fall for this or that? And they say,
Absolutely.
oh, we rack in their head not to do this, don't talk to strangers, blah blah blah, this. So they set up a scenario where
Yeah.
the parent turns their head or something or does something, and then the stranger comes over. Oh, I have this puppy dog, you should see the other puppy dogs I have, you want to see him? And the kid jumps up and goes right with the stranger, and they're
Yeah.
like, what? I can't believe she did that.
Hey, I don't know. It just, back, back in
Yep,
my day,
and that too, yeah.
yeah, I'd been put in jail. I'd be done tore somebody's ass up.
Oh yeah. It, even when my kids were, they were, would act up a little bit, I just look at them and they was like good as gold
Mhm.
after that.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do anything. It was that look. I'd
Hello,
say their name and look at them, and that was it.
Don't like Art Wildman in the chat. Well, back then when we were coming up, you could I don't want to say punishing, you could discipline your
Oh
youngin.
yeah,
Okay, I'll put it to you like that. And there is a difference between tearing that tail up and beating that youngin. Okay,
yeah.
neither one of my parents beat me. I didn't beat neither one of my youngins, but they got punished.
Oh yeah.
After you as a parent has to figure out as your kids get older what the correct type of punishment is. I'm going
Oh
to say, from all this, say a year old up to 3 or 4 years, a good pop on the leg. A year after that, make them sit in a corner or whatever.
yeah.
But from here on out, grounding, taking the radio, and definitely taking that car away from them. That'll hurt them.
Yeah. And when the cell phones did come around, uh, taking that cell phone away.
My daughter did not get a cell phone until she was about 13 years old.
Oh,
And
mine didn't until 14, 15.
well, see,
Um,
I done got to shopping for a cell phone for her and wasn't going to say nothing to her about it. And in one of the arguments, she said, all my friends has got a cell phone. And then a few minutes later, she said, well, what happens if the car breaks down? I looked there and I said, have one of your friends to call somebody. They'll get up. I'll come and get you. And that was it.
yeah, I had because all my kids did the sports and all that stuff. At one time, I had um, a girl in volleyball, two boys in football, and a girl in soccer and football. And every day of the week, we had a game or practice.
Yeah.
And which some I couldn't go to because it wasn't. I had to go to the younger ones, but the older ones understood. If it was practice, I would miss it. If it was a game, I would make sure I would go to the games.
Yeah.
And and I did a reward system for like football and stuff. And some people think this is bad or whatever, but um, my boys played defense, and I said, you get $1 for every tackle. And I said, if you tackle them so hard that their mom feels it, you get $5. And they always did really good. And some people say that's bad or whatever, but even if there was no money involved in it, they still would do it. And most of the time they didn't even ask for the money or anything. It was just something good.
Yeah, but I wonder how many times they said, I hope such and such gets the ball. I can't stand him.
Well, my oldest one, he played both Iron Man. He played both offense and defense. He also played for JV and varsity. So he was by the end of football season. He was beat because they did 2 days, and then he had to go to 2 different practices. So he'd go to JV, and then right after that, he would go to varsity.
Yeah.
So, and I told him, I said, I don't care if you guys do sports or not, but if you sign up and go, you put 100% into it. You just don't go and then you don't like it and just quit. I said, you make sure you put 100% in it. And they all did.
Well, now
even my daughter, she played tackle football in 5th grade. She was the only girl that played, and I got so much crap over letting my daughter play football. And I says, and the odd thing of it was, the women got mad at me for letting my daughter play than men did. And I told her, I says, if you want to play, I don't care if you're a girl or a boy. If you want to play, you play. Um, and I says, just because you're a girl doesn't make you, you can't do this. Because I don't want anything in your head saying just because you're a female you can't play. And I was surprised because I figured it was be the guys, the men that would make a big deal, but it was the women. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. But the first time she was in football. When you go to tackle, you don't stand straight up. You get down and put your shoulder into them.
Right.
She stood up, and the kid was 225 pounds and rolled right over her. She busted her lip. She went and spit blood out and got back up. And the next time she tackled him.
She was letting him know, hey, I ain't no pushover.
Yeah. And then she got to wherever they were afraid to go to her side, because if you got tackled by a girl, everybody on the team made fun of you.
Uh-huh.
So all ran the other way.
I got to say something. Dog Mom, are you in the South? Because that's what we played when we were coming up. And that's the type of football that's the roughest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the first rule is there ain't no rule. Whoever got the ball, you get them.
Yeah.
You know, and I've knocked the breath out of quite a few of them, and there's been a few that's knocked the breath out of me. And told my mama not to let me play school football because it's too rough. Well, I don't know about that one now.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't that big, but I was fast. So my fastness, if I ran into you as fast as I ran, I hit hard.
Yeah.
It hurt like hell, but I actually lost my teeth, and they came out, the face mask busted. I tackled somebody so hard the face mask busted, and my teeth came out, my bottom lip, and they were stuck there. And I just pulled my lip up and crammed it back in, got another helmet, and went out there and kept on playing. Well, nowadays you wouldn't be able to do that because, yeah, you can't bleed or anything.
Well, and I don't think it's just that. I think it's the parents, that raises so much Cain when they see blood. And,
oh, yeah.
Hey, it's a sport. It will happen. Get over it.
Yeah. And I love playing football. That was my release. Whenever I played, I could release my frustrations of the day.
Dog Mom, whether you was in sports or not, anybody that does that needs to have their ass whooped. I'm sorry. But, well, I don't want to break up a good story, but your thumbnail on your post says, "Do you feel safe?"
Yeah, and that could be kind of when you go to the store. I know, and I'm trying not to get in trouble or everything, but everybody knows what carry means, right? Now, do you feel if you don't, that's up to you. I mean, I that's your choice if you do or not. But I know some states don't allow it and whatnot. But do you feel safe when you go to the store or go shopping or go out places nowadays? And that could be anywhere. Do you unfortunately, do you feel safe when your kids go to school? That right there, that would be I the things just started getting bad when my kids were almost out of school, and there was one point where a, a student, he was in high school, he was a senior, and he had his you remember how we always trucks, they had the rack in the back and you had your hunting things in the back. Well, he had forgot his that were sitting in the back on the rack so everybody could see it. So about an hour after school started, all of a sudden, beep, 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 my phone goes off and said there's an active, you know what, at school. And I'm going down there to either pull my kid out or what, you know. And then by the time I got down there, it was just, oh, somebody said seen it in the back of his truck and called the sheriff on him. But the warnings went out as an active, you know what,
person.
And the school board after that, they got in major trouble because of them putting out that warning instead of saying there's an issue with a pew on campus. And so after that, they redid all that stuff. And they had all the places locked down, and I got message from my kids and everything at both schools, because I had one in trade school and one in regular high school. And I got messages. They messaged me and said they're fine and everything, and the other one says their school's locked down. They can't get out of their classroom or anything like that. And that it's scary. And I can imagine the people that go through this.
Two things. What I can't get over with is, why don't they keep the schools locked? I mean, where nobody can get in, but yeah,
they do.
If you got a fire or something like that, you can get out.
They do.
They do.
You have to push a button and get buzzed in. But at one school, the doors, the whole front end of the school is glass. That's not going to do anything. Just a little spray and they walk right through it. The other school was more built for it. They had metal doors and all that. But if you know the school and whatnot, you know the gym. Yeah. They open the doors and open them up so we get air in. That defeats the purpose of locking your school down, because you open the door. And if somebody knew that, that's how they would go in.
Right.
And that's the thing. Everybody in that school has to abide by those rules. And the sheriff department would actually charge the schools to put a deputy at each school.
SRO officer.
And they would actually charge them in a good amount of money. And they would set up raffles and everything to pay for this. And I'm like, why is that such a thing? It's you pay your taxes for both of those services, for the schools and for the sheriffs, your police and your sheriff departments. Why is that a thing that this they charge for that? And I still never understood that. They should, and it was a lot, like $500-600 a day or something like that per officer or deputy.
Yeah.
And that it never it doesn't make any sense to me. I know like schools don't get that much money nowadays, and like your kid has to go to school for so many hours now. It's not days, it's hours. So if you don't put it in 9 weeks, that's usually a grading period. So if you don't have a certain amount of time in that 9 weeks, the school doesn't get paid for your kid.
Oh,
that's how they make their money. They have to have so many hours in. Plus, they get extra money if your kid is bad in speech, and there is so much stuff that's wrong with the school system. But I don't want to get into that right now. But a lot of it just didn't make sense to me, the way the schools work. And it's like they're selling your kid to get money from the government.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like to me, if a police officer is not working that day or whatever, he ought to be more than happy to go in and volunteer.
Yeah.
To do it. Or let's say you've got a father who has been in the service. Okay. Yeah. You know, that ought to be another.
There is volunteer veterans in some areas that they allow this. There's some that they don't. That will go down there and they will carry, and they'll sit there all day long.
Yeah.
And as soon as school's out, they go home. And those schools are very safe. And like I said, there are schools that don't allow this. And same thing with school events. There are some off-duty deputies that will, because they can't do it when they're on duty because they charge them. So if they're off duty, they go and volunteer, and they carry. They're still in uniform and everything, but they're off the clock. But they still do that. And I think that's great. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, it really should. I mean,
if the school can't afford it, there's many ways to get help that way.
I wouldn't let just anybody do it, though. They got to be qualified. And Lisa Anderson, I did see your question, and I've not been home today to really look at any of the news. But I mean, look, these youngins are our future. Okay, look at it like that. Yeah. They are in there teaching them their ways, which I'm going to say it is not the right way half the time. And they're getting by with it. Y'all just remember this right here. The kids today going to school will be your future later on down the road.
Yeah.
They're going to be the ones to make the decisions. And if they're not taught the right way, then why jump on them. The people you need to jump on would be the people teaching them.
Yeah.
Now, I'm
And
sorry.
that's what that question I asked about what should they be teaching and not teaching them what
Can I
gender
say it?
or stuff they should be.
Can I say it?
No, 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 no. I'll do like 101 said I said it, so if I get in trouble, it's my fault.
Well, I damn sure as hell say it on my channel come Thursday. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and
I know how
that's
to
what
delete.
I was really surprised that I got that many dislikes.
Yeah.
What I figure is somebody that didn't agree with me shared it to a group of people that don't agree with it, and they all disliked it. But why didn't they comment? Say what? Express themselves. They didn't comment. I didn't get no bad comments. I just got a bunch of dislikes. I'm like, okay.
My only gripe would be explain to me why you hate that topic.
Yeah.
That way
Yeah.
I know how hard, never mind that, and I will not say. But it,
Yeah. Getting back to our normal topic again, our main topic, safety, how you feel. Now I know there'll be some that they have all this hardware at home to where they feel 100% safe and this and that, but
well, ask the question like this: for all the single women out there, do you feel safe at home? I mean, don't give me no one or don't say nothing in the chat. You sit there and you think about that yourself because, hey, there could be some people in chat who don't comment and think,
yeah, and
but
there's ways of like I've got cameras. I got them set up on all corners, so and I get an alert when there's something that walks across my. Unfortunately, it drives me nuts when it rains because it goes off all the time. It's like do 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 do.
yeah,
But usually I just turn the announcement off during the rainy times. But anytime there's anything that comes in my yard and stuff like that, I see it. I've got it set up to where I've got a tablet. I put it on a tablet. I can have it set on the wall playing all the time if I wanted to.
Kicking at Homestead, I said ain't to the teacher just so they could put me in the hall. Think of ways to improve your situation. If you have to, call somebody out there and explain to them, but you've got to know this person real good. Don't let just anybody do it.
Yeah, and another thing I do, I've got, and I got them for like $20 for 5 of them.
Good God!
Motion detecting, solar motion detecting lights. So they're off all the time except for if something goes across the beam, and they turn on. Just that alone, a lot of bad element will not they'll run away, or they won't bother with the place because
Right.
it puts a spotlight on them basically. So somebody down the street seen that light come on and seen somebody standing out there. Oh, I'm going to call somebody, and make sure you don't have, because this used to be a big issue uh, a few years ago. People would
Hello,
have
Gil.
hedges or bushes by their windows, and that was a bad thing because people would hide behind the bushes and get into the windows and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that improved on your security. They got rid of the bushes and stuff.
My
That's
daddy,
some of the things to think about.
if we moved into a house, first thing my daddy would do was yank them hedges out. He couldn't stand them. But I've got, I'm trying to say this the best way. They're kind of illegal, but I've got a few things up that will let me know if somebody's around.
Yeah.
I can't say what it is, but if they set one off, they'll need toilet paper. Let's put it that way.
Well, when I had my property, this has been at least 20 years ago. I had property, and I had issues with this was before the cameras or anything like that. Those alarms that they would get that you would stick on the top of the door, and if you open the door, it go woo, 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 like that.
I got 4 of them.
Well, I had those, but I set them up to where I had the bottom hook to a fishing line. So if somebody came by, it would pull that off of there and would set off alarm. That was my alarm system, because I had somebody trying to break into my garage. So I set up. It wasn't the traps. I was going to say the other word, but
Yeah,
it wasn't a hurtful. It just made a noise, and as soon as I heard that thing go off, I was out the door to confront said person. And I did catch the person.
You know what?
That's all I'm going to say.
I'm glad you said that. That gives me a whole new idea now.
Oh yeah, and you can get those things at the dollar store.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And the batteries don't last that long, but still, it's a good way to set perimeter alarms or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's ways you could rig that up to where it would blink your lights or something in the house too, if you're real good with that stuff.
Tin cans and marbles work pretty good too.
Yep.
But I mean, now I had a friend of mine who took a drill, and I think it was something like a half-inch hole through his door into the door frame, and one at the top and one at the bottom, and he pegged it. So really, unless you had a tank, you're not coming through that door.
Real hard.
Yeah.
And there's kits to where you can get a 2x4.
Yeah.
And two little hooks like this where the 2x4 sets in there.
Yeah.
I've got one on my basement door. Well, I've got 2 of them, but you just put a 2x4 up there, and unless you're 500 pounds going about 15 miles an hour, you're not getting through that door.
I mean, you got to look up. You got to look at it like this. In a matter of speaking, me and you kind of scary because we know how to do this as if we've been trained on how to do this. If you think about it, we've
Yeah.
not been trained. We just, well, I don't know about bushcraft. I'm gonna speak for myself. I just know a whole lot of people that has told me what to do and how to do stuff, and I have followed their advice.
Yeah. And that's like when my kids are growing up, I played games with them, but they were serious games. Like
Hmm.
we would go into a restaurant and eat, and I always set a certain way to where I knew where the door was where people came in, and I knew where the door was emergency exits and all that stuff. And it was
Exactly.
just a force of habit that I learned from my dad,
Growing
my
up.
grandpa, things like that. And then I would give them uh, little scenarios saying if something bad happened, or say there was a fire, or and we couldn't get out that door, how would we get out? And, uh, different things. And eventually we would sit down and they would come up with some little scenarios. What would happen if this happened? And they'd ask me how would I go about, and it makes you aware of your surroundings. And I think that's one of the most important things that you can do when you're out and about is always paying attention to different things. Like if you go into a store or something, and I'm always looking at people, um, their mannerisms and stuff like that. If somebody's got their hands in their coat or something like that, or they're looking weird and looking at people and then looking back, I notice things like that. Um, and you could say that it's being paranoid or anything. And I don't feel like I'm scared or anything when I go to places. It's just I'm alert. I just pay attention to stuff.
I'm sorry, Bushcraft. I just read what life posted.
Uh oh. MacGyver. Hey, MacGyver.
I
The
watched
old
you,
MacGyver.
Ruth.
The old
Yeah,
MacGyver was good.
yeah,
The
he
new
was.
one,
He's all right, but
yeah, they can't they
now
done canceled that.
now I got a neighbor. Uh, it's just her and her three youngins, and we was talking yesterday, and she said something about her windows right there. She said, "I'd hate for a fire to start." She said, "I couldn't get out the windows." I asked her, I said, "You got a coffee table, or an end table or something?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "I guarantee you, my ass will be coming out that window."
Yeah.
I said, throw one of them through it. I said, "That glass will not stand up to it." I said, "And you drop your kids out the window and let them go. But they'll get cut. Would you prefer to have them feet or burn to death?" And that stopped the argument right there.
Well,
I mean,
um, it's kind of weird because I know people might think I'm a weirdo or something, but um, like my
yeah,
couch, I have a blanket over the back end of my couch. It doesn't get used for anything. If I have to break through the window, I put that blanket down so we can get out the window. And
or after
I think about that stuff. And like I said, it's not that I'm scared it's going to happen. It's just
it's
it sounds
possibility.
weird, but I prepare for that stuff. Not that it's going to happen, but it's you think of
Well,
that
okay.
stuff sometimes.
Hold on. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna do a survey in chat. If y'all have sit here and thought about what me and Bushcraft has been talking about, give me a one in chat, please, because I know me and Bushcraft is not the only two that has sit here and talked about stuff like that. And I know I'm a weirdo when it comes to stuff like that.
And even like I've said this before. I don't know if it was on yours or 101s, but um, even at 3 o'clock in the morning, I've woke my kids up and said if we had to leave the house, and I because they know meeting places. Not they probably don't know now because they're all moved out and everything, but we would have a meeting place. If something would happen, whatever the case may be, we would meet there. And if things were bad and we had to bug out, how would we get through town and how would we get through the neighborhoods and all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully some of that stuff sunk into them to where they'll do it with their kids and pass it on. Because
Well,
it's nothing like it's a bad thing. I don't see it as a bad thing. It's just learning an experience.
well, I am really shocked because that little survey that got done, it was mainly women. Very, very few men. I had said one. It was just about all women who has
Well,
said that, and that surprised me.
well, normally now don't get. I don't want no hate mail or anything. Normally, women are more organized than men are. And that's just the way it is. They run households and stuff do work, then come home and do the housework and stuff like that, and they're more organized. It's just
I'll give you that.
it's just the way they are. And I'm not saying it is in a bad way or anything. It's just the way it is.
Well, I think a man goes out and works all day long, and he puts the money in the bank, and the woman who sits home all day long, yeah, she takes care of the bills. She takes care
I was
of.
going to say you better say more than just sits home.
Oh, I was.
You're going
I
to get in
was.
trouble.
Now, there's a few of them out there. That's all they do.
Oh
But,
yeah, sit there
they
and watch
take care.
soap
Yeah.
operas and stuff all day.
Yeah. But, and my wife's heard me say this many times. Okay. The wife is the head of the house. The husband is like the muscle of the house, and he is the provider of the house or for the house. Okay. It goes in hand in a matter of speaking. But if the tables would turn, the guys wouldn't know what to do and the women wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well,
Now,
a lot of women go out and do uh, they work and
well,
stuff too. It's
oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let me retract that. Okay, because it just hit me after I said it. The way, yeah, the way today's society is, a woman does both.
oh
Period.
yeah.
No ifs, no ands, or buts about it. They are the provider. Shadow Dancer, I'm sorry. But, a woman takes care of the house, period.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are a very few, I'm going to say 1 in 100, that will sit on their ass, not clean, not cook, not do
Well, there's
nothing.
probably a bit more than that nowadays.
Look, I was trying not to get no hate mail.
Well, I'm
So
not saying they're in chat or anything. I'm just saying there's a lot that
I'm trying to eat for 05.
unfortunately around here there's a lot that are they have 3 or 4 different kids from different men, and all they do is sit there and draw money from the government.
Yeah.
That type.
Let's not get into that. Because, boy, there's a whole bunch I could say on that one, but I'm not. That would get me hate mail. But like I said, just if you go shopping, park up under a light, keep your head on a swivel, be paranoid.
Well, don't be paranoid to where, because there is being too paranoid to where you actually make mistakes and
well, nobody's perfect, period.
Yeah. Oh no. But yeah, they actually had
what life
their car would park behind the store, and somebody be waiting out on the corner of the lot, and as soon as they seen people that a good mark, I would call it, they would take their groceries and knock them on the ground, and they would roll this cart back to their car and load it up and take off. And this was a bad thing, and even in my small town.
Hello, TJ.
They knew where the cameras were and everything, and they eventually had a deputy park out in front of Walmart just because of this was going on. And I know this was not the only. It didn't just happen here. It was going on all over the place. People were stealing people's food when they came out.
Yeah.
Hey, TJ.
I want to say up in around New York, in that area, the cops done a raid on some homeless people. They had a black market of stolen groceries up underneath there that they were selling.
Yeah, that was in Washington, I do believe.
Was it Washington?
Yeah, where 10 is. Is that
okay?
Yeah, they actually closed down. The coffee place.
Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks. They actually closed down Starbucks because there's too many homeless people robbing people when they came out of there. And the townspeople in that area, in that block, would hire security, and they still couldn't control it. And that's when they had the police come down there, and they found all this stuff that they had accumulated that they just couldn't sell. So it was stashed in the back of a abandoned building.
Remind me when we get in the back room, just say biker bar. So I got to tell you something. It's going to flip you out. But why is it so damn hard to get good people? Well, on kind of the cops, I reckon.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing right there. Is the I don't want to say the word, but the people that use illegal substance things. I'll put it that way.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. and it used to be just the homeless was um, retired people, um, veterans, and stuff like that.
Did you catch it?
Oh, thank you, Bigfoot. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you.
You didn't get an
Um,
alert?
no, it. I see the color here,
Okay.
which sometimes I don't even see that. That's what's weird. That's just
Huh.
StreamYard, though.
StreamYard's messed up anyway. Just like
But yeah,
Facebook.
the thing I because a lot of times you see these people that I don't know how to talk about this. Um, a certain drug they take, and they
Oh,
do all this spuzz out thing. Yeah, but
I can't even
don't say what it is.
I can well, you ain't got no problem right now. I can't think of it.
Yeah,
But I
I
do
know
know
what
what
it
you're
is, but
talking
I
about.
can't say it. It's
Tell me what it is so I know
it
not to
starts
say it.
it starts with an M. But anyways, and
Okay.
and you see even here, this little town that I'm in, you see these people at grocery stores or whatever, um, and they're spazzing. You think they're having epilepsy or something like that, but no, it's a certain drug.
Now they have got one out worse than that.
Oh
I
yeah,
cannot.
there
Yeah, I mean it's quite, but it
there's
makes a person like a zombie.
yeah, it's the stuff that women put in bathtubs.
Really?
Yeah,
I was thinking it was something else, but I do know what you're talking about.
yeah, it's I don't think it's bad, but bath salt.
Honey,
Um,
Sam Hill. Never mind.
I'm not
I'm
going to
gonna,
say how, but
no,
uh,
I know
that
how, but I'm just wanting to know who was the first dumbass to do it. I'm sorry.
um,
Sorry about my mouth, but it
yeah,
come
there's
out my brain
the
color.
ones that they get the spray paint and they'll spray it in a bag and breathe it in. Um, and that's really bad too. Oh, excuse me. That's really bad too. And you see these people because you see whatever color paint is all over their nose and it's going up in their nostrils and stuff.
It
Yeah, that and the, they'll try anything to
get a fix.
yeah, basically. And see that's another thing you kind of got to watch out for, and those are the real dangerous ones because they have to have that money to buy their their candy basically.
Yeah, we heard about that chicken noodle. She said there was an explosion at Hoover Dam today.
Yeah, I don't know because there's different versions of it, but I did watch one version from a little boy that was recording it, and you could see something flying into the object that exploded. That I don't know if it's true or not, or just you know video editing or whatnot, but who knows? I do have one thing to pass on though. Um, the strike in Oakland, California. Oh boy, they're blocking it off to where the dock workers can't get in it either. And there's been some scuffles. I'll put it that way.
Oh, really? Like the old days?
Well, it's not so much scabs or anything like that. It's truckers are blocking the way in, so the dock workers want to work, and they're not letting them in it either. So,
well, I figure it like this: if one ain't it a you wash my back, I wash yours. If one don't work, I don't think none of them ought to work.
yeah, they tried to explain to them a little bit in a nicer way, but it didn't go down too well.
Oh well,
because they might be striking too. So, but you have to look at it on both sides. They want to get money before they do strike. The longshoremen, the dock workers.
what is life with Bobby? What is this? A bunch of them they didn't get handcuffed. Is what?
Oh, that's the stupid, the donkey and some other Democrats.
King Kong, the donkey, yeah. Yeah.
AOCK or whatever her name is, I don't know.
I think she's the donkey.
Yeah, she's the donkey.
Gorilla Face, was she up in there?
I don't think so.
Damn. I was hoping. And there's one more. I can't remember what she was. You got the donkey, you got Gorilla Face. The red-headed munchkin. From what
she don't do that stuff no more. She's going into media, I think.
Oh, I thought I saw a picture where she was handcuffed or arrested. Let's say
the ones I seen, I didn't see her in there.
Okay.
There's a couple guys and a few women Congress members.
What life? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and then
I wish
it irritates me that they think the row, and I try not to get into this subject, but it has nothing to do. It's a state issue. It shouldn't have anything to do with the government. And why they work for the dang government. They should know this. They should know it's not constitutional thing. It's a state thing, and that's where it should be at. The state should handle it. If you don't like what the state's doing, then you protest the state that you're in.
It's like this, and I will get hate mail for this. Yeah, you are right. It is a state thing. I think each state ought to do their own laws on that.
Yeah.
And the government is just getting shit stirred up. Is what they're doing.
Oh, and the new thing now is women are going to doctors to get sterile, so they can't have kids, so they don't have to worry about.
Should have thought about that too.
And I'm like,
to prison.
What's going to happen? Like 10 years down the line, when I wish I wasn't dumb and did this when I was young. Now I can't have kids.
Exactly.
And that's, yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. And there's guys doing it too. What? There are things that stop this from happening.
It's called no. Thank you.
Well,
I know.
I was talking about there's other things. There's
Yeah, I know.
protection. I'll put it that way. There.
Hell, I'll say it. A condom.
Well, there's other things, birth control and stuff like that. But
Man.
they're using abortion as birth control. That's all they want it for, and they don't understand that there's a life behind it. But yeah, I don't really want to get into that part of it.
Let's save that for Salty Cracker or somebody like that.
Yeah, the big channels that don't get in trouble for talking about that stuff.
Yeah. Because you say you start getting in on it, my mouth's going to have to start talking too. But I'm like this. I don't believe in that, but I think each woman ought to have control of her body. She can do what she wants.
Yeah, and see, there's steps. I don't. When a woman's forced into that situation, and she has no say in the matter, you kind of get where I'm going.
Yeah.
But they take you to the hospital to get a kit done. That's all I'm going to say about it. A kit. And they ask you there if you want to take a pill that will stop you from getting pregnant.
More than that. I'm going to mute mine right quick.
See, that's where I don't understand why there are some parts in. Yeah. I don't know how to go about this without getting in trouble.
Bushcraft, next subject. Shift. Yeah. It's like I said, I know I'm going to get hate mail, but I look at it like this. If they tell her no, then she's going to go on some back road clinic and get it done. And it may not be just one, it could be two, and it could be worse, so.
Yeah. And that's the thing, though. I understand the bad part of it. If something bad happens and you in life-threatening, the doctors will do it. It's because they can't not do it. They give you the option. I'll put it that way. But when females now, the average is 7 abortions. That I don't know if that was before the sickness thing. Yeah. So I don't know what it is now, but that's 7 of the 7 abortions, an average
person.
And it's not older women, it's the younger
kids
ones. Yeah.
Well,
I think that's ridiculous. I mean, and that's another thing. If you get one, you shouldn't have to get another one and another one after that.
Well, see, I've already been chewed out by 2 different people on here already. And I do agree with both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a legitimate purpose for them. But there is some, like I said, the average is 7 um, for like 2000 to 2015, I think it is, or 14, and that's just wrong.
And now I'm trying to steer away from it.
Yeah,
But
just
I
everybody has
keep,
to be careful what they say in chat, because yeah,
yeah,
I can
please.
actually get in trouble for stuff that's said.
It now
But
you got my mind thinking I want to say some shit and I got my mouth
yeah,
shut. Oh hell.
but on to, we'll go back to our main subject, I guess.
Please, thank you. I'll dance at your next wedding.
Ways to and there's a lot of things you like when you go into the grocery store or going shopping or whatnot. Like I said, there's the tainted dollar bills or something that people pick up. You used to be, you find money, woohoo, it's a big thing.
Oh yeah.
But now you have to sit there and think twice. Is there something on that? Is it really worth picking up a dollar bill or a $5 bill or something and then start feeling woozy by the time you get to your car? And just, you could be robbed or worse. And there was a thing also that they had. You would find things on your door handles.
Coins.
Yeah, the coin thing, and people would grab that, and it's scary to think of some of the stuff that people think of.
Yeah, I mean, you and me, we could sit here and we can tell people what to look out for, you know, and so on. But you may have somebody listening in, thinking, how can I do this? How can I do that?
Oh yeah,
You know, that's another reason we got to be careful of what we say, the
yeah.
subject that we're
There's
on.
um, and that's the thing though, is when do you touch that? Do you go home and wash the money before you use it, stuff? But that is a good idea to have um, rubber gloves with you.
Shit,
Um,
pick it up,
and
rubber
that's almost
glove.
like an everyday carry type thing.
Yeah,
And I have rubber gloves in my bug out bag. I don't carry them with me, but um, I I do have rubber gloves. I have the diaper, the face diaper. Not because of what is going on in the world, but you know,
well,
and that's a whole nother thing.
I've
um,
said my piece on the
Mr.
Facebook.
Biden extended the emergency thing. So my question was the other day: Are we still? We're still in the pandemic stage. Yes, we are still, because he extended it.
I don't think we've gotten out of it, to be truthful about
No,
it.
he just extended it the 15th. July 15th was the deadline, and
Yeah.
he extended it.
What was it? 2 months? Months?
Emergency something another thing.
Okay. Wildlife, I agree with you. The way everything's gone up, who wouldn't think about picking one up?
Yeah. and that's the flyers on the windows. If you go out, and I do believe they're against the law to put those on windows now, but sometimes you do see them. If you go out and you only see one or two on the cars, like you see one here and then one way down there, don't touch the thing. If you don't have nothing to pick it up with, lift up your windshield wiper and then let it blow away. Unfortunately, that's kind of bad, but it's better than you touching it. Because I did see some reports about women who grabbed the flyer and then threw it in their car, and then they don't remember anything after that.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that you have to think of that stuff. No, Karen, it was the thing that we're dealing with, or that we dealt with, that you don't hear about anymore. The coof
for the face diaper.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not in effect. The face diapers are not in effect yet, but
now I've heard that West Coast is doing a vote on bringing it back. I think West Coast and what is it, New York?
Connecticut was having that. The new variant is running wild there, so they say.
Y'all, if you're familiar with TJ Preps,
definitely,
she is in the room. Okay, please go to her channel and look at the last one that she posted. That one is really scary, because that's one I think me and you talked about on 101 last night, where two people had passed and they call it a 99.9% fatality.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of the name of it, but she talks about that.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I did a video or I just said it on 101s last week.
I believe you said it on 101, but TJ did do a video on it today.
Yeah,
TJ Preps. So please, y'all go back, get on her channel, hit that like button, and scroll over and hit that subscribe, then the bell. But find it. It's one she put. I think last one she put out today. I do believe.
Yeah, I haven't been home, so I don't know who put out what.
I was hoping TJ was still up here so she could tell me what the name of her video was. But I think her and Lake is talking. Terry Cross, you're right.
Well, yeah, here's the new wave.
And if it is as bad as they say it is,
yeah, that's the thing I don't understand. They said 2 people had it and they both died, but it's a 90% fatality.
Right.
That to me, that's 100%. I don't know if they had others behind that or whatnot, but
now Dana Bullock said it's in Central Florida.
It's here. It was in South Africa.
Okay, wait a minute. I misread it. She said it's here again in north central Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the same thing that we've been dealing with.
Yeah.
And of course, that's going
Please
to kick in because of
don't say the
elections
name.
coming up.
I don't know. Can you say the name in chat?
What?
Because there's a couple of them who have said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say it, but yeah.
That's right.
Oh, what was I going to say now?
So I'm not the only one that has that problem. So what do you?
Oh yeah, Dr. Fufu is retiring.
Thank God. He should have done retire.
Yeah, but he says, "Oh, but we should get back to wearing the diapers again because the next wave."
I'm gonna say something. If you'll go back years before all this stuff happened, Japan wore face diapers all the time, every time they went out.
Well,
Nobody criticized them, and there wasn't really no what do you call thing going around, you know.
no, they need to wear it though.
Oh, do they?
There's too many people in that. Yeah, they have way more people in a condensed area, and their pollution is worse, and yeah, life
Okay.
smog and everything. That's why they wear it there, because it's just not healthy for them to breathe in all that stuff.
Damn, move the hell out.
Well, it's an island. They can't.
Yeah, they still move out. You know, I mean, if it's that bad.
Oh yeah. And top of that, you got radiation from the.
Yeah.
They got warnings that pop up because a friend of mine lives in Japan. He's a English teacher.
Really?
And yeah, and he says there's parts of the country that warn you that the radiation levels are high. It's best to go around that area.
Well, it's like this. If y'all want to move out, you know, go to Mexico, come up through the border. Hell, our government will pay you for coming and give you a house and everything else. They doing everybody else but the people who live here. And y'all remember, I said that. So, hell, I should have stopped at my thought. Lake City.
Gingerbug, I wasn't in the service. I almost during Desert Storm, but it ended before I signed the papers. My son is though. He's in the Army.
I ain't heard nothing about that one. Well,
yeah, I like the fact that Iran was giving Russia drones. Because when my son was in Syria, he was stationed in Syria, and they would get drone attacks all the time. And he says the closest they got to being hit was 200 miles away. So, yeah, I don't know if they got better at making drones or what, but Iran didn't have the best drones.
Or the sharpshooters were better than they thought.
Well, whenever, because they get warnings, and then they have a bunch of people with 50 cals up there, and if they see something, they take it. They have
Target practice.
they have. I'll just put it this: they have an automatic thing that will shoot them down.
Okay.
They have the 50 cals on backup, but yeah, a certain thing is there to shoot down anything that comes close to them.
Lake, how is Danny doing? So Danny had a rough weekend. I'll put it like. So, well, you see your time.
Yeah, I think it's about time. We went a little over, but
Just a little bit.
I don't. Did we find out if 101's going live tonight or not?
No, he said
he wasn't, but
no, he come back after I said that. He said he'll be going live tomorrow night.
Oh, okay. But yeah, like I said, I did ask somebody. I think it was Friday. I guess that's a bad time to ask people if they want to be on the show for Wednesday. I asked, and I haven't got heard back. So, unless they get a hold of me tonight or something, then probably won't have live tomorrow. But we'll be live. You good for Thursday, Jeff?
Good Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah,
East Coast time.
We'll be over at Jeff's Thursday at 6 o'clock.
Y'all come on over, bring your popcorn and drinks.
And before I go, I want to thank the mods and thank everybody and my members. We got I noticed that they added a members thing on the front page of your channel too. If you get 10 members, then it posts their channel icons on my front page. So I thought that was cool. It's about time we do something like that. But I want to thank my members and mods. And until next time.
Out.
Take care.